Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go. 180.
Mike by 4. I'm coming.
Garoppolo. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Nice play on the football, and while it was tipped in the air, it made everyone a little bit anxious before falling to the ground. You just know defensive players are taught to knock the ball to the ground. But early in games, emotions come into play. Nerves come into play. And despite the training, the ball was tipped up. Fortunately for them, they didn't pay for that error.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Here we go on 4th down with Garoppolo. And this is incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape.
Ready? 5-8, 5-8. Check 56. I'm on.
Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 32 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
5-9.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the Niners' 36-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Undercut. Rush in. Hey, easy.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Breeze now to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
I'm here all day.
To throw, it's Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Drew Brees, his 2nd touchdown pass here in the opening quarter of this game. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Saints 14, 49ers nothing.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along and control the clock and control the ball.
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's A.J. Klein, the linebacker, and he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake, but I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
And it's 3rd down.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, 49ers nothing.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Here's Kamara out of a pistol. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Breeze to throw for it on 4th. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander.
Brandon, let's file this play away for later. Let's note this play because, to me, it's not out of the question that the decision to pass up the 3 there could come back to haunt them later on.
White.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Throwing on 2nd down, Garoppolo. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. Open man is born. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
He's checking crowd.
On 2nd down now, it's Coleman. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
It's now 3rd and 8.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Looking deep downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, 49ers. Dante Pettis, 44 yards. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Gold with the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll put it in the hands of their playmaker again. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Breeze. This is complete to Michael Thomas. A gain there of 21 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Ready, 5-9. Check 56.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
On 2nd and 9. Breeze. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Throwing now is Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Drew Brees does it again. 3 first-half touchdown passes for him now. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Yeah, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
2nd and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Here we go. 180!
You don't want nothing.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack. Throwing now is Garoppolo. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Harris to return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Let's go, defense.
They start the second half with Kamara, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Throwing on second down. Breeze. He'll air it out deep for... Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. 4 touchdown passes now for Drew Brees. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo to the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 29-yard line. So in Saints territory now. Here's first and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Garoppolo finding his tight end Kittle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Garoppolo on the offense with a first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
To throw is Garoppolo. The quick slant caught. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the 49ers get a score closer. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Second and 1 at the 34-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34.
You go take. You got check. check.
Keep that track right there.
21.
51 to Mike.
A give to Camaro running right. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
Ready. 95-56. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field.
Kill.
Now Breeze on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander, his second sack of the night. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Good. Blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
47. Here we go, here we go. Switch.
Flag!
Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Here we go. 180! 11.
Single.
A 5-yard
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Garoppolo. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. But they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. P.J. Williams with a pick. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter play. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Coming to you. 11.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. The Saints do snap it. It's Breeze. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. Thomas, the intended target. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
I don't think you got it.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
Watch 54. Watch the slant.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. The Niners on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Got a man, he finds Sanders. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Got the connection here to Bourne. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Garoppolo's throw taken in by Samuel, and he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Now Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Garoppolo going to go on fourth down. And that is incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Saints will have the football back. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Well, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right? Latavius Murray, touchdown, New Orleans. Latavius Murray. 70 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And last time they were stopped on fourth down. Had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they work this out past the 25. 23 yards the pickup there. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. Garoppolo looks to throw. Open man is born. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan, make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Garoppolo, able to haul it in as Kittle. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 45-yard line. Garoppolo now. This one to Bourne out on the left side. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That one a first down pickup of 8.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Eli Apple. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Pulled it right. It's no good. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Just get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
11.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Eli Apple. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.